To the latest on President-elect Donald Trump this afternoon, everyone. NBC 10 political commentator Sue O'Connell is here.
Still here.
Yes, still here, Sue. All right, so Trump is selected as chief of staff. It is Susie Wiles. Susie Wiles, she helped run his campaign. Just a few minutes ago, I called her Susie Wiles because largely we're unfamiliar with her, right?
Absolutely.
As much as we know, the general public is what President-elect Trump called her, the Ice Maiden.
Right.
So who is she, and what do you think she's going to bring to Trump's White House in this second run here?
Those are all good points, Colton. He also said she likes to stay in the background.
Yeah.
So she's someone that not many people know. I've said repeatedly that this Trump campaign was the most professionally run of all three of them. And one of the people in charge of that campaign was Susie Wiles. She will now become the very first female White House chief of staff, and that is one of the most important jobs in Washington. Wiles, like we're saying, is one of those people that you may not know about, but politicos certainly know who she is. She's 67. She has worked for Republicans since the 1970s, including President Ronald Reagan. She's the daughter of famed football player and sportscaster Pat Summerall. And Susie Wiles is going to bring professionalism and discipline to the Trump administration, something that everyone agrees, even the people who were there, was sorely missing the last time. I also think she's going to try and get Trump to act more presidential. Good luck with that.
I saw a tweet from you that you were pointing to his legacy, and that could be a big motivator for him the second go-around.
Yep.
Well, with that, the finger-pointing among Democrats, it continues tonight. Actually, there was an interview in the New York Times. Massachusetts Congressman Seth Moulton, I want everyone to take a look at this. This is what he had to say. It says, quote, "Democrats spend way too much time trying not to offend anyone rather than being brutally honest about the challenges that many Americans face. I have two little girls. I don't want them getting run over on a playing field by a male or a formerly male athlete. But as a Democrat, I'm not supposed to say that." I want to know. This is the same congressman that co-sponsored the Democrats' transgender Bill of Rights last year, which basically guaranteed trans athletes the right to participate. Also last spring, he voted against a bill that wanted to ban trans athletes from competing. So my question is a congressman sort of trying to recast himself in Donald Trump's America?
Colton, I think Seth Moulton is in his feelings right now, and he's taking out his anger about Joe Biden not stepping aside early. Remember, Moulton had called for Biden to step out. He was one of the first. He's angry and hurt about the loss, and I think he's taking it out on some of the most vulnerable people in our society, trans children, right? Moulton is also reacting to some reports that that divisive ad that we talked about a few weeks ago that the Republicans ran attacking trans people in the swing states that might have been effective in helping Trump. Look, I don't really think lawmakers can recast themselves that quickly, but I think we may be seeing Seth Moulton revealing himself as who he was all along.
Yeah. All right, let's head to Europe right now. Hungary's Viktor Orban, he says that he believes Trump will end America's support for Ukraine. That's one of the major questions there for this administration. Trump has said for a long time now that he doesn't support the aid that we've been sending there. But he's also said on the campaign trail, that actually pulling out that funding, pulling out the aid, those are two different things. So my question here is, how do you think that this plays out?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how this will play out or what Trump's going to end up really doing. And people smarter than me are actually pointing to some of the other European Union leaders who are also on the hard right, hard right side, like in Italy, and they might just be, saying, look, we're going to stick to this. So like Orban, he may just be saying what Putin has been thinking. So let's not read too much into it just yet.
All right, Sue, as always, thank you. And of course, don't forget to tune into our political show at Issue every Sunday morning. You can join Sue, Corey Smith, and Matt Pritchard. It airs at 11:30 immediately following Meet the Press.